It's been a while since we had Charlie on the stream. Is it just
Mhm.
me or does he look
Dude,
different?
I just didn't attend the last week pod. That's it.
Yeah,
No,
but
Yeah,
but in so
it's all the glow from like the impending title. That's what's
exactly,
happening.
exactly. Yeah,
probably lightly
yeah.
just
See, a little bit of joy
I
in
mean,
life can make you look good, right? See,
exactly,
that's
man.
why I
Yeah,
look
like
terrible today.
I mean, one of the Liverpool fan pages even confessed that even more than the title per se, that God of Honor from Arsenal in the month of May is going
oh
to hit me like a
really?
train.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
Again,
mean, for
is,
all the
is is
band,
it on the cards? The way
yeah,
Arsenal are
Oh
playing,
yeah.
I don't think so.
yeah. I mean,
No, you Arsenal
Arsenal,
will give the guard of honor, right?
yeah, Arsenal's next, like if I'm not wrong, 4 to 5 game weeks consist of games with Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, Chelsea,
No, no. My
and
point
Manchester.
is, I'm
Yeah,
saying Liverpool will become champions before the Arsenal match.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So,
100%.
99% confirm. Yeah, I mean
I'm saying
Arsenal.
100%.
Yeah, before Arsenal we have Spurs, so that might be challenging. Let's see.
Who's your
anyway, with
For
that,
all
last
the
game of
things,
the season?
last game of the season, I think we have Fulham home or some Fulham, or if I'm not wrong, yeah, I'm not wrong,
I
something.
feel like you might get guards
Yeah,
of honors through the month of May.
yeah, exactly. I mean, we have games against Spurs, you guys, and Chelsea, and all these
just
great
look at
teams.
Charlie. He doesn't even need to know who Liverpool plays against in match week 37 or 38. What a luxury to have in Premier League, man.
Yeah.
Wait, come on. Let's not cook the heater. Let's stay
We
humble.
should.
I'm
We are
not.
going to cook the crap out of the
Come.
heater,
I
stove,
mean,
microwave. We have
see,
earned it.
that is why I'm still. That is why the word title is still not coming from my mouth. I've seen worse seasons. I've seen us lose like from 1 point in 2 seasons.
Yeah,
So, until and unless the title is confirmed and like Liverpool are Premier League champions, I'm not saying anything. But yeah, it's impending. The title is impending. Let's see. That's it. Yeah.
fair enough. Fair enough. All right. With that, welcome to Sports Entertainment Weekly Monday Night Reviews. Fun weekend. Unless your name is Rohit or you support Arsenal
Arsenal.
or Manchester United. I
I
guess even
mean,
they
I
had
mean,
their
see, no,
problems.
I mean, out of all the games, I mean, that I thought this game week would surprise me, Arsenal versus West Ham surprised me the most, even more than my game, to be honest. Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
actually a big surprise for me. I kept saying, "Oh, look at us! We'll probably serve up the nastiest nil-nil draw because
Yeah.
we did even worse. We actually lost to West Ham, which is
Yeah.
kind of pathetic."
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, see, they're on a new manager bounce, okay, and new manager bounces often yield like better results than even guaranteed. But this result was like a game changer for West Ham themselves, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the game we cover first, which is West Ham won us,
Yeah.
Arsenal nil, West Ham won. Uh, I kept saying through the season, right, that I even like last couple of weeks when we were talking, I said I don't. I'm pretty sure Liverpool are going to drop points, but
Yeah.
I was also pretty sure that Arsenal are not going to be able to capitalize. I mean, injuries they just catch up, right? We couple of things. One is our front line is entirely out. We have no Saka, no Havertz, no Jesus, no Martinelli. The middle of the pitch, Odegaard is having a very bad season. He's just been very below par. Like couple of seasons ago, he got like 12 goals or something. This season, he's had like 2 goals, and he's just kind of like hiding a little bit. I think that's Odegaard was my biggest stock falling for this week, and he's been there for a couple of weeks. I'm going to have a hot take, and this came after I watched Ethan Nwaneri play. Couple of years from now, or even 1 year from now, the Arsenal starting 11 will not automatically have Odegaard in there. And
I mean,
Arsenal's
fair
biggest
point.
problem is
Yeah.
creativity. With when Odegaard was out, he was out for like 6 or 7 games or something
Yeah.
in the beginning of the season. We managed quite well. We played like Aston Villa away, we played City away, we played like I think Spurs away, and we won all of those games without Odegaard because Saka was covering it up. He's just a different level of footballer, and it's kind of too bad that he was injured and he's out for like several months because I felt like he was approaching, like, he and Salah had this competition going on unofficially. And I was like, man, this is the season that Saka snatches the crown from Salah, but Salah is just on a different level. Like, incredible. 62% of goal involvements of Liverpool come from Salah. And it's kind of similar for Saka. Like, if you take some of your best players out, you're going to suffer. And eventually it caught up to us. So, yeah, I kept saying it's reminiscent of like the season Liverpool had, like, two seasons ago, where you finished fifth, two or three, I don't remember. You finished fifth. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, Van Dijk is out. You're having injuries all over the pitch, right? So it doesn't mean that Liverpool go on a decline. When your players come back, you're going to be good. You were like in the title race until like March of last year. You're pretty much going to win it now. And what gives me hope is that next season we'll solve the injuries. Injured players will be back. We're going to invest in the summer. So yeah, we go again.
How pissed off are you at your board that they didn't go for reinforcements?
Exactly, that's what I thought.
It's a really good question, right? So I'm a little annoyed with the board, but I'm not. I've kind of been thinking about why we didn't invest, and I think the board, what they did was they looked at the injuries to Saka and they said, all the players that we wanted, we are not like, are very expensive. Again, we're not operating on an unlimited budget. Our accounts, we've only been in the Champions League for 2 seasons now, and that's a huge boost to the finances, right? Arsenal have been struggling with financially for the past like few seasons, especially COVID. So they really want to prioritize putting us on a firm financial footing to be able to compete with like Manchester City and even United with their revenues. So they said, okay, our best players are not attainable right now for the price that we want. We'll have to overpay for some players. We should take a gamble on the players we have and try to see how far we go in this season. And they made some logical decision to not invest in the players. Now, they could not have foreseen that Havertz would be injured for the rest of the season. They did not foresee that. And he got injured the day after the window closed. Then after that, he was,
So he's out for the season, right?
Yeah, he's out for the rest of the season.
You don't have this emergency signing that La Liga allows? If somebody's...
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we had a few options. Players were shopped around to us. Like, we had the option to sign Ollie Watkins. And I think Villa I think we made a bid for him. But Villa sold John Duran and they were very reluctant to sell Ollie Watkins. And we decided a player at 29 years old, it's not worth paying 65 million for someone like him. We might as well just go in the summer and get some of our bigger targets. So what I do expect is that we'll reinforce quite heavily in the summer. My only disappointment is that knowing, like last summer, we knew that our front line is not good enough. We saw Ethan come up and, the board maybe decided, hey, we have Ethan, we can kind of like make things happen. They just made a gamble and it didn't pay off. So it's a logical decision on one level. Emotionally, it's very hard to take, but I get it. And again, like I said, there's always a next season, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to win a trophy every season.
Yes. Rohit, just some top of the mind points that I wanted to discuss and ask of your opinion, right? So first of all, like Mikel Arteta is going to literally three-peat the second place in the Premier League, and is it really the end of the line for Mikel Arteta? And is this that much that Mikel Arteta can take Arsenal as far as he can?
I don't think so at all. Like every season, Arteta has gotten better. Like the points total has been better from the last season. This is actually the first season where he will actually get fewer points than we did last season. We're not going to get 89 points this season. And again, injuries point to the way, right? The other question is, like, let's say that for some stupid reason the board says, oh, Arteta is not good enough, or Arteta says, I want to walk. Who are we going to get to replace him? Who will hold us at that level? It's incredibly hard to get a good manager who can maintain the levels of the previous manager. Like, there are not that many managers around. And again, the board is prioritizing financial sustainability over anything else at this point. A couple of more seasons in the Champions League, the revenues get high. maybe win a title, and then we can, see where the chips fall with Arteta. He has a 3-year contract.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, I don't think we'll be able to upgrade on him at this point. I don't want to. I think he's a very, very good coach. What he's getting out of the squad is
They
incredible.
are also very happy with Hansi Flick. He just turned 60. Arteta to Barca. Can wait.
Exactly. Rohit, and
Yep.
also like I wanted to ask you like 11 more games to go, if I'm not wrong, 12 games to go for Arsenal. And Arsenal have come to a point where they have literally started playing Mikel Merino, a DM, as a striker or even a second striker in this point. Where actually do you see Arsenal finishing? And can Arsenal sustain that second place, or they might drop to a third or fourth place?
They might
And
drop
such.
to third, I suspect. The
Yeah.
one good thing that we have going for us is Martinelli will be back sometime in March, and Saka is expected back at the end of March. I
Yeah.
think other teams are also inconsistent. So using that, I think we'll be enough to finish top 3. And given the context of the season, I won't be super disappointed with that.
Yeah.
Obviously, we all want a miracle for our squad to win the title, but miracles rarely happen in football.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with us finishing. Getting back into the Champions League, I think, is the most critical thing for Arsenal this season. I don't think with the injuries we have it in us to get past. Maybe we win against PSV in the Champions League. The quarterfinals is going to be one of the Madrid teams. I don't think we have it in us without Saka to win. If Saka is back, who knows?
Yeah. And also one more point about Arsenal, the last point. So like 12 more games to go, as I said before, and some champions, and maximum a couple of Champions League or 4 Champions Leagues left in you in Arsenal's game. You've got defenders like Calafiori, who just made a grave error yesterday. He just gave away a free header to Jared Bowen, who scored the winner yesterday while defending. Okay, Aaron Wan-Bissaka threw the cross in, and then he couldn't defend, and then Jared Bowen just slotted it into the net. Like Italian defenders in primary are they are known for their defending skills on the air and on the pitch without the ball and with the ball. Where do you see Calafiori with respect to Arsenal's standpoint in the current defense on how he could perform when we've seen Italian giants defend like crazy in many other leagues?
So
if I had hair like Calafiori, I'm also not doing too many headers. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So a couple of things. So if you look at the goal against that Bowen scored, that error was actually on Rice. He didn't follow the man and he lost the man. The cross, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is good. Then he puts in the cross, and it's fine. I think the error was more on Rice. Now Calafiori is interesting. For Italy, he plays as left centre back. He's very good at carrying the ball. And he plays that inverted left back role pretty well. He gives us something different. He's a bit of a maverick. And, Arteta wants someone who can be unpredictable in that area of the pitch. And he offers very different qualities to Miles Lewis-Kelly. Miles Lewis-Kelly is a good lockdown defender. He's young. He's 18. And his future is actually a bit in midfield. He's played as a midfield all through his youth career. So Calafiori, I think, eventually he is going to be our left center back replacement for Gabriel. He's young enough. Okay. Gabriel is 27 or something.
Yeah, 27.
He has another 3 or 4 years. Calafiori can play a good role as a left back and alternating with Gabriel when he's injured and things like that. We're going to have a bit of a turnover in our defense as well. We're going to sell off Kivior. We're going to sell off Zinchenko. So Tomiyasu is out for the rest of the year probably. So he also has surgery.
Yes, he has surgery coming up.
So he has a knee surgery. So I think Calafiori is going to be
pivotal
our long-term left centre back replacement.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Awesome.
Right. So who does that bring us to next? I think at some point you are talking about sustaining the previous manager's performances and whatnot. Speaking of which, we have a manager who has somehow managed to or outperform his predecessor at Carrington. What a game, first of all. As a United fan, not so much thrill. Despite the heist with a point, I'm guessing. But as a neutral or somebody who was hate watching, like the two of you here,
Exactly.
that was
I mean,
super entertaining.
as a Liverpool fan, I just want to say one thing about the Toffees, okay? Everton. I mean, somehow those guys drew 2-2 against Liverpool and somehow treated that as a win. And they again drew 2-2 against Manchester United and somehow they treated it as a loss. I
Yeah,
just don't get how the equation
yeah.
that those
I'll
guys
send you
think
the
about.
equation for theory of
Yeah,
relativity. That is
yeah.
exactly how it works. Football is funny like that. Sometimes a point.
You hate your local rivals way more, right?
Rivals more than, yeah. Get you. But
Yeah, I
yeah, I
mean,
mean,
Spurs celebrated losing against City last year
yeah.
because it denied Arsenal the title.
Exactly. And yeah, that
You
was
get
a
it?
hilarious game, man. Yeah,
Yeah, Son
exactly.
missing like a chance he's buried across like
Exactly.
every defender, every
The-
goalkeeper in the league, and deliberately shooting it right
shoot.
at
Yeah,
Ederson. It's kind of hilarious.
yeah.
Anyway,
That
coming
I
back to
think that
this
game
game.
broke Ange, by the way. But anyway, getting back to the United game, man, like I think United was so lucky. They were so lucky
Exactly.
to get away with a draw. They should have lost that game.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
the
even
United have like one elite player, and it's Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes.
He just
Yeah.
picks things out of the bag sometimes. And I mean, I don't know how long he has left at the top level. He is what, 30 or something, right? Already
He's 31 if I'm not
He's
wrong. Yeah.
31.
29. I think we have had this discussion 2 weeks in a
I
row.
think we talked
When
about
you
Son.
really want him to
No,
be
we were
more
talking
than
about Son.
Okay.
I think he's anyway. Age
I
curve
mean,
spares no one.
he's that gold bar in the trash bag
fine. He's 30.
group,
I
right?
just checked.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
yeah, but more than that, how long does he have left at United? How long is he going to take being at United? Who knows,
yep.
right? Like
By
if
this
I were
time,
him, I would be looking for an exit plan in the summer.
exactly. I mean, by this time, like if even Atletico Madrid look as a very exciting option by the style they play, and the team that Diego Simeone has assembled there, too, I
What
would
if
just chuck an exit there.
we really
Yeah,
need a Klasa in this frame, or
yeah.
at least another United fan? Look at you talking like Fernandez is some 35. Meanwhile, like cheering for MS Dhoni at
What,
32 when we move on to the cricket streams. He's just 30, guys. Take a chill pill. He has like
Chris?
4 good years left at the top.
Dude,
Meanwhile, your best
Chris,
player who's responsible for
no.
60% of your goals is
Chris,
32 and a forward
Chris.
who
Wait,
checks on pace.
Chris, that's where you're wrong. He necessarily shouldn't be 34 just to get an exit. Okay, he has his peak years
Oh,
left.
I'm
He
saying
has
he is in his prime. He is not a player who's relying on his pace as much as his intelligence. I do not see why he's gonna slow down in the next 3-4 years.
No, he's
Unless
not. That's
no,
what we are
he's
saying.
not. That's what
Like,
I'm
there's a
saying. Yeah,
couple of
exactly.
things. One is he might slow down, he might not. That's okay. He doesn't rely on his pace and all that. Like, but he has like maybe 2 years at the very top of his game. Does he want
Exactly.
to spend those 2 years at United in chaos, finishing 15th or even 10th? Does he want to do that? I don't think so.
I don't think
He
any top
has
player would
to.
want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he is a top player. I'm not saying he's not.
Yeah, exactly.
We're saying he's one of the most elite players that United have had in the
No
past
player,
5 years.
club of caliber like Manchester United, which has that much tapestry of a history, would want to do that. Come on, yeah. I mean, if I'm a player like Bruno Fernandes at the top of my game, would I want to like challenge for titles left, right, and center, or would I want to beat like a team at United where it's
Probably have a point. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he goes to a PSG. I really don't see him.
PSG is one of the worst options. Don't even get me started.
I know I don't see any other top teams
Atletico man,
needing Bruno Fernandes.
Atletico.
Eh,
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
mean,
they're gonna.
Diego Simeone would rule with Bruno Fernandes. I'm not even kidding. He would rule kingdoms with Bruno Fernandes if he got a player like Bruno. Don't even get me wrong. Yeah. He would demolish Real Madrid.
Yeah.
At the Madrid
Regardless,
derby.
I think we have to appreciate the job Moyes has done at Everton. He's back home, and
Yeah.
it's,
I mean,
again, new manager bounce and all that, but it's just a
exactly.
few simple things he's fixed, and Everton look very formidable again.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they're
I mean,
always been a
also-
team who can pull off results against any team if they, like Sean Dyche's Brexit ball always got results. But Moyes has just
Yeah.
added a new dimension to it.
Yeah. I mean, these like David Moyes, Sam Allardyce, this Mark Hughes. By the way, Mark Hughes got a job at Coventry City or something like the last time I heard. See, these guys are the elite, classic English coaches, right? They know how to get the basics done. If you just like fix some puzzles of the big picture, right, they can get some things right and make the things flowing in a game. So that's what these managers are really, really good at. That's why that's why managements, many teams, clubs used to hire Sam Allardyce as a stopgap solution just to get them out of the relegation zone, just to get the basics right and then get things sorted for the next season and fresh. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
I mean,
actually very surprised West Ham sacked him though. I mean, it wasn't like the results
yeah,
were
right.
that terrible, and then they ended up sacking Lopetegui anyway, right?
Lopetegui
He didn't
again,
even
yeah,
last a season. Now they have Graham Potter, who's a really good coach. I
yeah,
think
but
Chelsea was a big step for him, and the chaos at Chelsea didn't suit him. But West Ham, he's going to do well there.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, Manchester United have got like if I'm not like switch down up next, and that should be an easy win for them at home.
Oh,
Uh,
Or
relegation.
Ipswich.
Yeah, Ipswich Town. Yeah. I mean, Liam Delap is gonna score a brace against United.
Actually, funnily enough, West Ham needed that win more than Arsenal did because
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
that
what I'm
gives them a
saying.
little bit of breather in the relegation battle.
Yeah. Yep. Chris, we are up to the
Anything
main
else
event.
from United though? Like any positives that you could come up with from the game
They
other than
didn't
the Bruno
lose.
free? Yeah,
I
the
I
Sir
mean,
Alex
yeah,
Ferguson
like
magic in the stands.
yeah, this like I don't know if Amorim has what it takes to right the ship at United. He's aged like 5 years in like 5 months,
yeah.
3 months. Just you look at his face, he's like, "What the heck am I doing here? Why did
Yeah.
I come here?" Like,
I mean,
my question is, would Ten Hag have been that much worse? He's at least had like a couple of years with
yeah.
these players, right?
Yeah.
So
I
feels
mean,
like
it's the squad. Yeah, exactly, Rohit. The players that he recruited are like his signings, right? Lenny Oro, Ugarte, everyone's his signings. He must have done something right, at least in the second half of the season. Something must have
Well,
clicked.
just
Yeah,
classic
that's it.
hindsight bias
Yeah,
from
hindsight bias. So yeah,
uh,
but let's see. But I don't see United climbing about 10th place this season at the end of the season. But let's say,
Yeah, I think we had this discussion last time when we were talking. I think the worst thing that could potentially happen for United is they end up in the top half somehow, and they'll feel like, oh yeah, things are okay, and they'll
yeah,
not make drastic changes. Arvind had a good point last time. Like if they finish like in 15th or something, I'll light a fire under their asses, and maybe they might do something really good for a change. But finishing like oh, we are making progress, that kind of thing, if they go with that attitude into next season, it's going to be tough. But United, little meta, but United are in trouble. Like they have the revenues and stuff, but then the expectations that come with those revenues, their footballing, their recruitment, and the players they have don't fit that uh, expectation, and it's going to be like a bit of a spiral for like a next few seasons. I don't see them doing anything that will take them above like even Chelsea or Arsenal or Liverpool or Manchester City in the next, even Newcastle in the
yeah.
next like 4 or 5 seasons.
You forgot Nottingham,
it's a
brother.
bold prediction. And if you thought United was no longer an exciting place for up and coming players, their latest catering policy is not doing them any favors. Apparently,
Yeah,
the
that
fancy
took.
food is only for the first team players,
Yeah.
and everybody, including coach and training staff, they're gonna get scraps in the form of a very
Soups and sandwiches
Yeah,
yeah,
or
soups and
something.
sandwiches. I mean, okay.
yeah.
Who would eat it
Let's
that cold, bro?
yeah,
English
let's
cold.
let's waste 500 million on the squad and
Exactly.
write that off. Where we really need to be saving money, it's in the kitchen.
Yeah. It's like big banks underwriting loans for big corporations.
Yeah, which
I
is
mean,
also
you're
like
writing off
it's
loans in the wrong places.
yeah, like Mainu and Garnacho are gone in the summer. They need to sell
Yep.
to comply with PSR, and those are their
Exactly.
they represent pure profit, and that's just going to make them worse. How are they going to replace those players, right?
Exactly.
Aiden Heaven, I mean, what, he's a defender
Bring
from
back
Arsenal who went
Rashford,
there.
man.
Chido Obi Martin also went from
Yeah.
Arsenal. those guys are all kids, man. Like the
Exactly.
expectations at United are too high, and they're
Shout
going to
out to
ruin some players.
Arsenal, sorry, not Arsenal, Rashford as well, who's actually
Yeah,
not doing bad at Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, man.
Environment is king.
Chris, Rashford's. See, I'm a Liverpool fan through and through. Okay, but the one player or two players that I liked in the entire Manchester United squad were Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes. If you don't know Marcus Rashford's game and if you don't rate Marcus Rashford's game, you don't know football. That's me.
Well, he
Okay,
does make a compelling argument for
no,
anybody to suggest otherwise, but
I
looking him
being
fantastic.
a Liverpool fan, I'm a huge fan of Marcus Rashford in this game. His dribbling abilities and his finishing. His finishing might be like come down the charts very heavily over the last two to
He's a
three
good
seasons.
option to have off the bench. He
He's
cannot be your
exactly, man. He's a great
forward
threat.
first
Like,
first
yeah,
choice left winger in a title
I
charge
mean,
squad.
I get
Probably
you.
not for me.
But he is that stalwart academy left winger who might have risen through the ranks and be as a motivation for the entire team, no matter what the experience of anyone might be in the team, right? But yeah, Manchester United and Ruben Amorim made a blunder in like
As
giving him off loan.
says hi somewhere from in Spain.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
mean,
let's move on to the last game we are covering tonight. We
yes,
saved the best for the last. The blockbuster Manchester City versus Liverpool
this is
at
cinema.
Etihad.
Absolute
Chris,
cinema.
Chris, make the frame wider, bro. Come on. I can't make that Martin Scorsese meme.
We can put you in the center. Go.
Yeah,
Do whatever you want. Go nuts.
that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
what a
world is
narrative destroying game.
Yeah, for starters, right? I really thought we would draw the game. Okay, like 1-1 or 2-2, keep it in a score lines. We haven't won at the Etihad in like 10 years. The last game we won is in 2015. Okay, but I thought we would definitely draw. It would be a high stakes, high octane thriller game like 2-2, 3-3, keep it in a score line. But no way in hell I thought we would actually win the game. That too, we would actually bury the game in the first half itself, where we looked as formidable as we've been in this entire season. No second thoughts, no holds barred, man. This was the game that we performed the best in this whole season, according to me. I mean, there were no false notes, there were no like loose balls, no hoof balls, no like not tracking back that much. We could have, which could have actually resulted in a very big chance for Manchester United to bury the game. Nothing like that.
yeah,
I mean,
very good point.
solid. Yeah,
If you removed the scoreline from the top left and blacked out the jersey names and whatnot, you wouldn't think that Liverpool were actually playing the
exactly.
Manchester City.
City game.
Like it was men against boys for most of
Exactly.
the
I
contest.
mean, see, to flip the coin also, right? Manchester City weren't also on their high hopes. Okay, this is probably the worst team in terms of potential and output that Guardiola has had in the past 3 to 4 years, who haven't been up to the mark. But man, oh man, we just capitalized on that hell and high water. We didn't leave a false note. We just like run them through and through. And like shout out to Dominic Soboslai. The guy must have ran like 150 kilometers yesterday on the pitch. I don't know how he got that much fuel left in the tank at the end of the game. He literally collapsed on the pitch after the full time whistle and he just was lying there for like 30 seconds or so. And
Yeah,
he just, yeah,
I think if you look at it,
yes,
right, as much as Arsenal have a dislike of Manchester City for denying us the title 2 years in a running, they've been denying you the title for longer. So
exactly,
that
exactly,
hatred runs much deeper, especially with like people like Salah and stuff. They've played like in their entire prime of their careers, they've been denied title after title because of
exactly.
Manchester City.
Yeah.
So I totally get that hatred.
Yeah, it
And
is
Yeah,
like
I
catharsis.
mean,
yeah, I get it.
just to quote a meta stat, right? If you just changed 4 games in Jurgen Klopp, 4 outputs of games in Jurgen Klopp's career, we would have ended with 3 PLs and 3 UCLs instead of 1 PL and 1 UCL. So the entire team, not only Salah, has been that much instrumental in shaping the entire team that has led to this point in Liverpool's period of time. But yeah, you can see how much hatred runs through Salah, and when they play, their style of play, their run-ins, and the way they destroy the team, you can see it. Like you just
I
referenced.
wouldn't necessarly call it hatred as it is just
Motivation.
a
Yeah,
chip on the
motivation.
shoulder,
Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah,
motivation to get one up over the team. Shout out to Liverpool's defensive structure. You had like
exactly.
every forward come back, drop down, like City could have ran away with the game or
Yeah,
pulled off something
one
similar to
goal.
what
Yeah,
United did with Everton. But the
exactly.
fact that they didn't do that, that's down to the work ethic of the players. And that's just something that you have to give
I
credit
mean,
to Arne
one.
Slot, I guess.
Yeah, just one point. Yesterday there was a Premier League record done by Jeremy Doku. Okay, I think Trent Alexander-Arnold had been beaten by Jeremy Doku the most in a Premier. I mean, that was the most number of times a fullback had been beaten by a winger. Okay, 11 times. Okay, that was a Premier League record which goes back to 2004, 2005 in a Premier League game. Okay, so Doku dribbled past Trent Alexander-Arnold 11 times and he couldn't string a perfect cross or even a good cross for someone to slot in a goal. That speaks how good Van Dijk and Konate were in the D box. I mean, Konate was a colossus in the D box, man. That man put in a shift yesterday greater than Van Dijk. He was all over the D box. He was all over the defense line. I mean, shout out to Konate too after Soboslai.
I think shout out to Slot as well, right? Like, okay, you can make the argument that Klopp assembled this team of amazing players, like one of the best defenses ever in the Premier League with Van Dijk and Konate, and you have like all timers in Trent and Salah, and you have a very good midfield. But coming into a new team like that and making them work together and getting to like a title, potentially a League Cup, potentially a UCL, it speaks to his man management capabilities. It's incredible.
Exactly.
So I think so. Any top coach, right? You have like the three pillars of any top coach. One is tactics, one is man management, and one is talent ID. So I think on the two fronts of tactics and man management, Slot has proved that he's at the top of the game. He's among the best in the world already at those things. Now, the last thing that I'm curious to see, I'm very excited to see in this summer is his talent ID and the recruitment. Recruitment, of course, it comes from the board and things like that. But how he rebuilds the squad is going to be a very, very interesting thing that I'm looking forward to in the summer. Like there are a lot of changes that will happen. Trent will probably
Yeah.
leave. Salah, they may or may not give him a new contract. I know what the fans might feel about it, but the board might feel differently. Uh, Van Dijk, who knows? Allison, who knows, right? So having like a pipeline of talent to replace them and keep competing at the top level
Top level.
for the next 3 or 4 years, I'm very curious to see how Slot does. So, but hats off to him for taking the squad and bringing them along on the journey, motivating them to
Yeah.
win a
Um,
title
It's been a
is
while
incredible.
since you saw a manager come over and take the lead by storm. I think the last coach I can think of come and do what Arne Slot has done is actually Zidane at Real Madrid.
Antonio Conte at Chelsea. Antonio
Yeah.
Conte. Antonio Conte. Wait. Antonio Conte really inherited a good squad at Chelsea. Came in the first season and then won the title with Chelsea. I
Fair
mean
enough.
that
That season was it.
that
I
that
still
was a that was a
am
roller
not
coaster
sure
season
if
for Chelsea. It was a blockbuster season for Chelsea that season.
yeah, absolutely. But
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. Timeline, maybe Conte's was
Yes.
later than Zidane. But yeah,
I
like
mean,
Rohit said, yes, proved his mettle in man
yeah.
management.
I
And
mean,
a lot of people also seem to take pot shots at Klopp because he wasn't able to
exactly.
do this, which doesn't make any
Any
sense to
sense?
me.
Yeah.
Win for Slot and this team just further strengthens Klopp's
Klopp's legacy.
influence and legacy, in my opinion, rather than
Exactly.
take anything away from him. So that's just something I wanted to throw
And
out
it
there.
goes to show how much luck also matters, right? In the Premier League season. Like Charlie said, 4 results and Liverpool's legacy, Klopp's legacy would be so much different than what it is right now.
Exactly.
He's an all-timer coach. Like just because he didn't win the titles doesn't mean that he's not one of the greatest coaches in the Premier League of all time. Like full appreciation for him. He's built the squad that's winning the title. So this is as much Klopp's title as it is Slot's, even though Slot will probably be like at the holding the trophy at the end of the season. But full appreciation. Liverpool have done a really good job over the last 10 years. And I think it's like for clubs that don't have unlimited money, it's like a model to
Exactly.
take. And, it's something that I feel like Arsenal have largely succeeded in, even if the silverware isn't followed yet. I mean, it took Klopp some time to win silverware as well. But United is trying the same thing. It's hard. Like other teams try to do the same thing. It's not that easy to do it. Like you need to have like alignment across the board, across the coach, across the players on the pitch, the recruitment team. All of it has to fall into place because you can't afford to throw like 100 million at a problem, get like a Omar Marmoush and a Kusanov and a Nico
Exactly.
Gonzalez just because my players are getting old. I didn't recruit well in the summer, and then throw away Calvin Phillips and then sit like what's his name, Grealish on the bench, 100 million. It's you have to be smart about it.
I mean, just a couple of points that I would like to iterate, right? So, I remember at the start, before the start of the season, that Mark Goldbridge was in one of the podcasts of his fellow fans, iterated that Feyenoord is not Liverpool, and Arne Slot has a mountain to climb at Liverpool, and he won't know the players enough to coach them to a top four or even something like that. And another guy even remarked, a Real Madrid fan, in one of his podcasts, remarked that Arne Slot will get sacked by winter or like when in March or April or something. I clearly remember watching that video with my brother at home. I mean, like in one of the interviews or even one of the like video rewinds that he does with Rio Ferdinand in one episode or even one interview with Sky Sports or something, when asked about Trent Alexander-Arnold's defensive abilities and how he's lacking behind, right? Arne Slot just said one thing: Trent just needs more love with respect to defense more than in attack. So that speaks more about his man management than his
Yeah,
tactical abilities and what he's able to showcase on the pitch, right? He just said Trent needs more love in the dressing room. I mean, that speaks more about the man's psyche and his character more than anything.
yeah,
And that is what our team also embodies. The love for everybody in the players and the team chemistry that we embody shows really clearly on the pitch and in all the wins that we've encountered so far. So kudos to Slot and really waiting for the month of April or May to lift the title. That's it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would like to add to that as well. So there are a lot of factors that go into dominant team that defines that generation or that decade,
exactly.
uh, like how City and Pep Guardiola did. If you look back at all these teams, this harmony across the board is undeniably like one of the factors, right? Be it City or whatever you have with Arteta and Arsenal, or what Klopp had with Dortmund, Liverpool, what Simeone has with Atletico.
Atletico.
Um, I think on that front, I see both Liverpool and Arsenal be head and shoulders above the likes of, unfortunately, City at this point. I think they have like reaped the fruits of that for 10 years, but it's no longer the case. Or Chelsea and other
United.
contenders. And that is really going to, this is something that compounds over time. It may not show in
Exactly.
year two, but year five, you might just do a clean sweep and it would be down to this culture of harmony, right? So I have a good feeling about both Arsenal and Liverpool just for that, given how they seem to be, uniform in their thought process, right from recruitment to
yeah, yeah. I'm
its
particularly interested to know how. Well, Liverpool, I already mentioned about the recruitment that's coming in the summer. I am interested to see how Arsenal cope with a new director of football. I
Yeah.
don't think it's confirmed yet, but there are strong rumors that the guy from Sociedad, Olabe,
So
is
see
going
that.
to be like
Yeah.
the new director of football. And that'll be an interesting partnership as well because Arteta is also a Sociedad guy, right? And Olabe recruited funnily enough, Olabe recruited Arteta for Sociedad back when he was a player in the early 2000s. And he's also recruited, people like Merino and Martin Odegaard and Zubimendi, who's rumored to be coming to Arsenal, and one Mr. Alexander Isak, who will most likely not come to Arsenal.
Real Sociedad is Arsenal's B teammate at this point. Yeah.
I love it. There are worse B teams to have.
yeah. As a
Good.
as the only La Liga fan, I think you would be in good hands if Sociedad's sporting director actually comes to Arsenal. Well, this was a fun discussion, unpacked a lot. Um, Too bad United fans weren't here. Would have been a nice therapeutic session.
Man, Miss Klasa, man. Seriously, yeah.
Yeah, but
I also miss
thankfully,
Aja here.
Yeah, exactly.
oh yeah, shout out to Aja
They
and
had a really
Newcastle.
good win. I mean, I didn't watch the
Yeah, I
game, but
mean,
Newcastle 4, Nottingham. I
three.
actually was surprised it ended 4-3.
Yeah, we were. None of
Yeah.
us realized that. That was the thriller game of the weekend. All
Week,
eyes
exactly. Yeah.
glued on City Liverpool. We slept on it. Safe to say that. Anyway, let's convene back next week. Yeah. What are the big games? Let's close with that.
Yeah, like Liverpool play in who do Liverpool play,
Liverpool
man?
versus we don't care anymore.
Liverpool's
Yeah.
Tottenham, Arsenal.
Newcastle,
I think
Newcastle at home. Okay,
yeah,
that's a big game.
another big game is Nottingham Arsenal going away to Nottingham
Arsenal
Forest.
away to Nottingham.
That's
That's a
actually going to
big
be the
game.
big game because
Exactly.
if we win the game, we are 9 points ahead of Forest,
Yeah.
and that'll give us good buffer
Yeah.
for
Exactly.
securing
Both in
second place.
Liverpool and Arsenal's case, the positions stand to gain or lose more
Exactly.
with
Exactly.
those two teams at this
Yeah.
point. It's more or less set that you're going to be 1 and 2. Anyway, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for those watching. We'll be back again next week. Sports Entertainment Weekly, Monday Night Football.